You're listening to Rise to Your Purpose, a personal and spiritual development podcast for female entrepreneurs with a mission.
We are your hosts, Brandie and Natalie.
You're listening to episode 6 of Rise to Your Purpose. For today's episode, we wanted to introduce you to us, your hosts, Brandie and Natalie. We're excited for you to gain insight on who we are, learn about our entrepreneurial journey, and hear how we want to serve you. We hope you enjoy. Hi friends, thank you guys so much for joining. Finally, you get to hear both Natalie and myself together. I know the first few episodes has been a mixture of us interviewing other female entrepreneurs, and so we finally get to come together, and we really want to just share our story with you, share our journey with you, allow you to get to know us a little bit better, and why we're doing the podcast, why we love helping women entrepreneurs with a mission, and get to hear our hearts a little bit. So I'm Brandie, and Natalie is my sister.
Hey everyone, glad you're tuning in.
So we've pretty much been doing everything together since Natalie was born. We grew up together, lived in the same room together, and as we became adults, we both became entrepreneurs and then joined forces as business and mindset coaches. And so that's kind of why this podcast was created, out of that transition into the coaching space. We began our entrepreneur journey with network marketing, and pretty much like the past 10 years, we've been in a network marketing company, but for the past 5 years, we've been with one. Now, that's really where we grew our success. We grew as entrepreneurs, grew in our personal development, and that's how we transitioned into the coaching space. We still have our network marketing businesses, but we really just became passionate about personal development, mindset, growth, business strategy. I have my master's in business, and we've both completed multiple courses and have certifications and different courses that we've gone through. And so this has just really become a passion of ours, of just teaching others. And Natalie, if you want to share, like, you are a teacher, and so this is definitely in alignment with your passions.
Yeah, so, and that's what I think is a vision that I want to help people with is, I think even the network marketing space has gotten like a bad name for a long time, and it's really starting to up level a lot. And I used to think like, that's not really a business, or you can't really do much with that. And so I didn't ever really, even our first company we're with, I didn't really, I guess, understand it as a business that you could build and really earn income with. And I didn't really have the leadership. We didn't have the leadership with that, of how to do that. And so, but yeah, when I started out with teaching, that's what it is. That is a passion of mine, and education and learning. And so when I got into teaching though, and I realized, obviously I knew I wasn't going to be making a lot of money, but that's what I was just kind of feeling unfulfilled. If you are listening to this, you're probably also someone who knows that you have gifts and strengths, and you're probably someone who likes to be involved with things. You're maybe volunteering a lot. You're someone who's naturally of service to other people, and and so when I got out of college and kind of into adulting, I guess I would say that's where I was kind of missing all of that stuff, where I was able to kind of plug myself into a lot of different things that really filled me up, but also allowed me to really be of service and use my gifts and strengths. And so when I was teaching and then working other side jobs to just, help to have extra income, I was like, okay, there's got to be something more, right? You feel like I think certain people, like if you have that, you just had to have this inkling inside of you, this calling, this ambition of some sort. And so I think that's what happened for Brandie and I. We both were in different spaces, and she can kind of share where she was at, but where I was like, okay, God, what are you calling me to? And I prayed fervently. I looked at different opportunities. I thought about going back to school to be a professor. I knew I liked leadership, wanted to work with women. And so for me, I'm so grateful for the network marketing industry, and that it's something that I did not have to really know anything to be able to get started, but I could implement my personal skills that I had already. And then I could continue learning and growing my skill set and my knowledge. And like she said, personal development, like all these things that I wasn't getting other places. And that's really where I think some people think, well, if I get a network marketing, I have to like really be passionate about network marketing. Well, it's not that you become passionate about network marketing, but it's you can almost find your passion again, or you start to find what your purpose is because of the journey that that business takes you on and that industry takes you on. And if you're in network marketing, like, you probably understand where we're coming from. And so that's kind of where we got started. And I started realizing, like, this is something that I love doing, the leadership part, the training, the obviously when you're earning residual income, that is something that really blessed our family. But I know, and Brianna, before we go on, I'll let you kind of share too, like, why you got started originally, and then we can kind of, we'll go from there.
Yeah. So just a little bit of background about me personally. So my husband's a police officer, and we moved from Indianapolis down to the Terre Haute area, but I was still working my corporate job in downtown Indianapolis. So I was commuting about an hour and a half a day. And when Natalie came to me with this product and this business opportunity, I was like, I'm older than her, so I definitely was looking for an anti-aging product. And then I was looking for something to just be positive in my life because I was lonely. My husband worked night shifts, so not only was he gone during the night, but he was also sleeping all day. So we only saw each other for a certain amount of time. And so I was really just missing being in a new city, a new community, not really knowing a lot of people or women in general. Like, I was really just craving just a community of positive women. And so that was something that was really attracted to me. And then as I got into my business, I really just started diving into personal development. I mean, I've always been like, our mom gave us personal development books to read as teenagers. So like reading books and reading personal development books was not something new, but it wasn't something that I was like daily practicing. And so just the idea of doing something daily that's growing you personally, I really just got sucked into that. And I loved just listening to audiobooks, listening to podcasts, listening to sermons, and that was just something I really, really was attracted to. And over the time, I started to understand, like, oh, I do have more to give. There's more than just this toxic work environment that I'm working in. Like, I don't have to be stuck in this life. I get to co-create with God, our ultimate creator, and build a life that, God is calling me to. I don't have to just stay stuck because that's what society tells me I need to be doing. And so it kind of just opened this whole world up for me. And that was just such a blessing. And through my journey, I've had a lot of ups and downs of, hitting achievements and hitting ranks. And I kind of got stuck in this, my self-worth is based on my achievement in this company. So I've gone on like a lot of personal development journeys of just understanding, what are my boundaries, what are my core values, who is my identity? Am I going to allow my identity to be wrapped up in the world's expectation, or am I going to allow it to be in what Christ says and who Christ says that I am? And then like also going on my own infertility and adoption journey, like that was a whole nother, I've been on a lot of journeys, let's just say that. And so, but through it all, like the personal development skills, the business skills that I learned from being in network marketing really just opened up this whole nother world to me that I didn't even know existed. And so that's why I'm so passionate about mindset, strategies, and sharing those with other women, especially women who have a mission and a heart for God, who want to go out into the world and be, a kingdom influencer, be a light with their purpose. And I just think that's really awesome. So that's kind of how we got to where we are today.
Yeah. And that's what I think what I found the same thing. Like, I got stuck in, and Brandie and I talk about this, I always have like these big visions and I kind of really think far into the future, and so I'm not always, so I have to really, she helps me get focused. Then that's why I work so well together of like, okay, now what's the steps we were going to take to achieve them? And that's what we work really well with, like even helping our clients with is like, okay, let's figure out this, what you want to do, but then let's brainstorm and get you some action steps to actually do that. But, we both grew and had really successful businesses, but then, we also did struggle with them. And I was the same, where we kind of let our self-worth get caught up in different ranks or achievements or promotions, or if we didn't meet something. And unless you see other people kind of flying by at times and you wonder like, why am I not, I'm doing the same thing. And now looking back though, like I'm grateful for that struggle, because that's what led us to, pursuing like, how do you build a business other than just sending messages all day long? Or, I realized like that's not something I can do the rest of my life. And we started having, my husband, Skylar, like he wanted to do filmmaking. And so, he quit his job after we got married and started doing that. And I started thinking, when I'm a mom, like I want to be able to have my kids and not work and like be on set with him and not worry about, and, doing three-way calls all day and all these things. So that kind of set us on that journey of like learning, how do we build this business online, and learning these different skills and strategies in attraction marketing, and really helping. And then it really set us on to this path of, like Brandie said, like there are so many women and women like you who have this mission and heart for God, and you are ready to be, a servant, ready to explore what he has for you. And that's needed. Like that is so needed, especially in the network marketing industry and just entrepreneurship in general, but that we need more women starting to step up. And I'm seeing that happen of, okay, God, like how do you want to use me? Where do you want me to go? And so that has been, I did a Bible study, and that's really what kind of, because I was still kind of seeking him and seeking like, how do you want me to use my business? How do you want me to use these skills I've now been learning for a while? And how can I implement them to impact more people? And I did this Bible study called Rooted, which if you haven't had a chance to, I definitely recommend checking out the book, and doing it with a small group, even if you can. But the opportunity came available to help facilitate a group, and the words in there that really spoke to me was, at the beginning, they talked about fearless influencers and world changers, and that we as Christians are here to be really create kingdom impact wherever we've been placed. And so if you've been called to business, like I think that definitely is for a purpose and for a reason. Not everybody is called to do that, as you find, right? Like not everybody's interested in your product or your service. There are certain, there's going to be those specific people though that are in need of the solution that you have. And so that's really where my journey too started, in like, okay, we're going to develop a business that really continues to help up level mission driven businesses and women who are ready to really create that kingdom impact, but need the strategies and need the tools to like know, how do I even do that? And for those of you in network marketing, especially, like being able to build a business that keeps Christ to the center, to where you don't feel like you have to be in this hustle mode and striving mode all the time. And so and I would recommend to check out the podcast that I did with Ashley Nicole. And she is Ashley Wheeler, but she goes by Ashley Nicole for her consulting name. And she talks about, how do you find that rest, and what does that really look like and mean, and discern the Spirit for how he's leading you to build your business. But that was, I think definitely like a big part of our journey is, in that struggle, we came out, learning these things and kind of going about of, we want to help more people. And then God has continued to take us along that. So, and I know with Brandie too, like she mentioned, I don't know if you want to talk on this one or a different one about kind of the infertility and how your self-love things kind of came about.
Yeah, so I was really diving into business, my network marketing business, diving into our coaching business, and I was using that as a buffer to distract myself from really feeling my grief that I was going through with infertility. And we also had entered into decided to go down the path of adoption after 4 years of trying. And so there was all these emotions that not only came along with just being able to, or being unable to conceive, but also all of the fears and anxieties and hopes that come along with the journey of adoption. And so I really was just like not dealing with any of it. And I was throwing myself into my business. And, like finally God's like, you can't do this anymore. You need to rest. And so I really just like came to a place of halting a lot of stuff, like keeping stuff on the back burner, but I really put myself as a priority, and really just dove into being still and listening to what is God really calling me to, because I wasn't feeling fulfilled in my network marketing business, and I wasn't necessarily being fulfilled in my coaching business because I wasn't doing it according to his plan and in the right way, I felt. So I really just had to take a step back, and God pruned me, pruned my businesses, pruned, like, just tore everything down so that I could build back up. And from that experience, I really just learned who my identity is in Christ as a daughter of a king, which makes me royalty status, which stepping into that like confidence, that Holy Spirit confidence and Holy Spirit empowerment of I am perfect just the way I am. I don't need to strive. I don't need to hustle. I don't need to have a certain title next to my name to be loved and known. And so that was like a big lesson that I learned, is just like owning my identity as a daughter of a king. And then also understanding my core values and what are my non-negotiables. I was not keeping in alignment with my core values. So then I was building up resentment towards myself and resentment towards my businesses or my partners, because I was giving and not filling my own cup and taking care of this temple that God's given me to take care of. So that was like another big lesson that I learned in that time of stillness, was just like, what are my core values? It's self-care, self-love, spending time with God, spending time with my family, and really just learning how to set boundaries and non-negotiables for when I do work my business, that my business is not my entire life. Like, I have so much more in my life. It's just an aspect of my life that I've been blessed with. It's a gift I've been blessed with, but it is not my identity. It's not my life. And I need to make sure that I'm filling and setting time for each of those different aspects of my life that I do value. So I had to build in those habits of spending time in the Word, spending time taking care of myself, spending time taking care of my family, and spending time with my business, and not just like focusing solely on one thing, and putting in those non-negotiables, those boundaries, so that I wasn't letting other people take advantage of me or just like letting myself down because I had set these intentions, but then I didn't follow through with them. And so then, because of putting those things in place, I was able to get back into a place of creation and a place of production and find that joy again. And so, when I talk about self-love and self-care, it's not coming from a place of being selfish. It's coming from a place of intentionality with God's given us this temple, so that he can live within us. And that way, when we fill our cup, we're able to go out into the world and then use what we have, those gifts that we have, the health that we have, the mindset that we have, to go out and really glorify God's kingdom. And so when I talk about self-love, it's not coming from a place of, it's all about me and like looking my best and feeling my best. And no, it's about filling myself so full of love, that love is all that flows out of me. And when you're taking care of yourself, then you could be a better wife, a better mom, a better business partner, and a better servant for God's kingdom. So I've learned so much on this journey of just like sometimes you have to go slow to go fast, and sometimes you have to be still and just do nothing in order for you to go forward.
Yeah. And so what are different ways that we can continue to serve and help you, just so you know what we have to offer? Obviously, we have this podcast, so we will be coming weekly right now with just other different, other entrepreneurs, Christian women in business who are out there in the marketplace really showing up and serving others, so that they can come and also inspire you to maybe figure out and see how you can also show up and be a light to others with what you have and the passions you have. We also have our community. Victorious Entrepreneurs Rising is our Facebook page. Is probably the easiest way to find it. Go there, and then you can get into our Purpose Partner community. And so that community is all about serving Christian women in network marketing. And if you are in business and want to be a part of that as well, of really helping you to build a business that is in alignment with you, authentic to you, while you keep Christ at the center. We teach a lot of attraction marketing strategies as well, so that you can show up authentically and really start to create a business that works for you. So we'd love to have you be a purpose partner with us as we partner together in our faith and business. And then we also do 30-minute just connect calls, so that if you have questions, if you need some clarity on things, then we can do 30 minutes together, and then always figure out how to move forward, because we do also offer a one-on-one with the mindset and business. And so, because I know that in different things that as I've gone, like, that is one of the most valuable things that have been to me, is having a mentor, having someone to bounce ideas off of, having someone to go to when I have questions. And so if that is something that you need, and like, we do different trainings and workshops and challenges inside our community as well. But we'd love to have you. And if you are getting a lot of value from this podcast, definitely share it out. Go tag us in your stories. The podcast is Rise to Your Purpose, obviously. And you can tag me at Natalie M. Lawson, or Natalie Marie Lawson. And then Brandie on Instagram is Live Victorious, or if you're on Facebook, it's just our names, Natalie Lawson and Brandie Thomas. So we'd love for you to, if you shout that out, we'll shout you back out. But we look forward to definitely connecting with you more and getting to know your story as well, and how we can continue to work together and service you. So anything else, Brandie, you'd like to leave with them?
I don't think so. This is really just us coming to you guys and just sharing a little bit about who we are, our journey, and how we want to show up to serve you. So we're very blessed and honored that you're listening to this podcast, that you're taking the time to get to know us, and we hope that we can come to you each week with just different ways we can serve you and show up for you. So thank you guys all for showing up for us.
Yeah. And if you'd like to go over and leave a review, we love to read those and see what you're learning, what you're getting out of this. So we'd love to have you pop over there and leave a review as well, if you get a chance. So thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Bye.
Rise to Your Purpose will be a weekly podcast. Our hope is to inspire and educate you on your entrepreneurial journey, to help you fuel your passions, live your purpose, and build a business that works for you.
You can subscribe, rate, and comment on any podcast app. We'd love to hear from you. It makes us so happy to see you tuning in to the show. So if you're on Instagram, let us know what your favorite part of the show was by taking a screenshot of the episode you tuned into, and tag us at Live Victorious on your story. Let us know what your favorite quote or takeaway from the episode was, so that we can be inspired to keep creating content like this for you.
To learn more about us and get involved with our community of mission-driven entrepreneurs, join our Facebook group, Purpose Partners, where we partner together in faith and business. So until next time, build a business that works for you and stay in alignment with your mission.